Welcome to the Ghost Radio Station. This channel will share with you various horror and ghost stories and real paranormal activities or incidents and mysteries from around the world. So, please don't forget to subscribe to get regular story updates. But every time I mentioned, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of ghosts. So it is up to each person to believe in ghost stories or not. So, I am starting the story now. I've never been one to believe in the paranormal, ghosts, or life after death, but I never downplayed or ridiculed anyone that does. Just wasn't the way I believed until a little over a year ago, when we moved into our new house. I had never seen or heard anything, not like the rest of the family, until about 2 months ago. They say it has been happening since day one. First, it was my youngest daughter. She swore she could hear someone walking around the house and up in the attic at night. She would come to us freaking out, saying a door just opened or closed right in front of her. I always explained it away as a draft, and the sounds she heard were just the house adjusting to the temperature changes, to which she would become upset that we didn't believe her. I even searched the entire house for her. Then my oldest daughter came to live with us with her 2 kids, a toddler and an infant. One night she comes into the living room and tells me, "Okay, I've been hearing stuff and thought some of my stuff had been moved, but I just blew it off. Now I know it wasn't me, it was real." So, I asked her why, and she shows me a video of an LED bulb in her bathroom. A high-dollar one at that, and this thing is just billowing smoke out of it. She said it was still smoking when she left the room, but she told me to touch it. So, I went in there, and sure enough, this bulb had a little smoke coming out of it, just not as much as the video. So, I look at her, then look at the bulb again, put one knee on the counter, and reach up and touch the bulb. It's ice fucking cold, like it had just come out of the freezer. I didn't know what to say and still don't. That weekend she had a close friend come stay the weekend. I don't recall what time it was, but both daughters and the friend came barging into our room with the babies. Ali's room is connected to another bedroom that's empty by a Jack and Jill bathroom. They said that they were all on the bed watching a movie with the lights off and the bathroom door open, when out of nowhere the light in the other bedroom came on. A few seconds went by and it went off, so they just thought it was me. Then it came back on, then off, on off and on off until it was turning on and off very quickly. Now I know that the light never gets turned on because no one has a reason to be in there, but when I got out of bed to go check, sure enough, the lights were on. I'm kind of raising an eyebrow now. A couple of weeks later she sends me a text saying, "Haha dad, very funny." So, I'm like, for what? We both love peanut M&Ms and she has a big jar on her dresser. I'll sneak in from time to time and steal a handful. She says, "What did you do with my M&Ms?" I said nothing. We weren't even home and she was the only one there. A couple of minutes later she sent me a picture of the jar sitting on the floor, on the other side of her bedroom door. She had her kids, and they were sitting on the curb when we got home, and she was visibly shaken. After this, I started to see things. First, I walk into the house through the garage doors. As I am walking into the kitchen, I glance to my right at the double doors to the study, and they're closed, which is weird because they never are. get me some water and head back to the garage, and in the corner of my eye I see something. The doors are now open. Brought this to the wife's attention and she said probably seeing things. Not long after I am in the kitchen cooking, Ali comes in and leans on the bar to ask me a question. So I start over explaining the answer like I always do, and I'm just rambling away. And when I turn to look at her, the wife and both of my girls are standing there looking at me like I'm nuts. All three were in the living room watching a movie. Ali said she never even got up, let alone ask me anything, but I'll swear to my dying day she was standing there. Then one night I was lying in bed, and the wife wasn't feeling well, so she tried sleeping on the couch. I am lying there and our bathroom lights are on and they start flickering, and then going on and off but not in unison. And then smoke starts coming out of one of the bulbs. I get up and go touch it to see if it's the same, but it's neither hot nor cold. So, I'm just like, huh? Lay down to go to sleep, and I heard a thud. I wasn't sure or not, but fell asleep anyway. The next morning, I get up for work and go to use the bathroom, and our shower towels are on the floor along with the hook. It mounted over 6 feet up, and when I put it back on I had to tap it down with a hammer. This thing mounts up tight, so I know no one knocked or pulled them down by accident. The wife comes in the room and I show her the pictures I took of it. She tells me she got up in the night to use the bathroom and get some Tums, but she couldn't get in because the bedroom door was locked. So I tell her, no, it wasn't, you just opened it, didn't you? She said, I'm telling you that fucking door was locked last night. I never locked it. Since we all have heard several times someone saying our name. Small things have been moved, and weird sounds, and even the grandkids' toys will end up in either the dining room or living room from their toy room. The grandkids will be in the living room with us, and we will notice that they're both staring into the kitchen or towards the dining room, almost like they're in a trance, but there's no question that they are staring at something that we can't see. I've heard the footsteps now too, and I am officially freaked out by all this. Has anyone else had experiences like this? I know it sounds really far-fetched and unbelievable, but these things happen, and they're happening with greater frequency now. To the point, we're starting to want to move.